everyone. How are you all today? Today I thought sometimes we want to make things a little bit harder on ourselves than what we could do, okay? So I was kind of looking around and I found some life hacks that we can do. We always want to make things a little bit easier to do, maybe around the home or if we go on vacation like camping. So I've got a couple life hacks that we can do. There's about 20 something of them. Now there's some things I don't have with me that I did not have at home or here at the library. So I'll kind of describe them to what you might need. So it might help you along the way. So let's get started, shall we? Now, I have forgot to wear my jeans today. So I've got my dress on. But if you've got a pair of jeans or if you wear a blue jean skirt, look on the right side of where your pocket's at. You've got a big pocket, and you know that little bitty pocket that's up at the top? Have you ever wondered what that's for? I've always wondered, and I had no idea because I thought the only thing you could fit in there is like some loose chain, a couple of change, and that's it. It is actually for a pocket watch. And I found this, it says it's a perfect size and it keeps the watch safe and easy to reach. Of course, few people carry a pocket watch anymore, but if you decide to start, you know where to keep it now. So like I said, I did not know this. Apparently they was doing it when they started creating jeans. And people back then were carrying pocket watches. Now we just have our phones with us or a wrist watch. But if you ever see somebody carry a pocket watch, that's where they put it at, is in that little pocket. So, if you ever wondered what that pocket was for, now you know. Now, I always heard you learn something new every day. Okay. Our next thing, I have bought, I don't know how many bags of these things. If you buy the little mandarin oranges, little cuties or halos, save the mesh bag. And I'll explain why. This here, let me take the plastic off. I just finished these. I get these from my pig, so I buy these all the time for treats for him. Take the plastic off of it. And what you want to do is get the plastic off. No matter what it looks like, because you ain't gonna do nothing with it afterwards, or looks pretty anyway. Wrap it up, and then get you some, this was like fishing line, get you some fishing line, some string of some sort, and tie it up. You have got your very own scrubby. It's a pot scrubby, is what you can use it for. So when you buy oranges, they usually come in a mesh bag. Don't throw the bag away. Instead, tie it up and you make a little pot scrubber out of it. It'll work right on your dishes and clean your sink and appliances. And you can tell it's not coarse. It won't, damage anything. But you can just tie it up in a certain way, whatever way you want to. And you've got your own scrubby. Then you don't have to go buy any scrubbies when you've got your very own. And two, you're recycling. So don't forget that. So don't forget you can use the Mandarin Little Cutie One's bag, and you can make a pot scrubber out of it. Now these could go good for if you go camping as well. You know, if you don't want to pack them, you can take your little scrubby with you. Now, this is one thing I do not have with me, and I forgot to bring one from home, is if you've got a bracelet. I know sometimes it's very hard to get a bracelet put on by yourself, okay? One way you can do it is by a paper clip. If you hold your paper clip and then you kind of snap it in place, it helps. So one little life hack is using a paper clip of getting a bracelet put on. It says here, if your bracelet breaks and you need a way to hold it on, just grab a paper clip, hook the paper clip through each end of the bracelet, and then fasten it by twisting it tightly. So see, there you go. It even fixes it if it's broke. Now, buttons for earrings. I forgot to wear my earrings today as well to show you. But if you have a button here, and of course it's got the holes through it, You can make that as a holder. Let me show you with the paper clip. We'll pretend this is our earring. You can just plug it through, and then of course slide the back on, and there you go. That way, if you want to put your pairs together, because normally butts have got about 4 holes, you can put at least 2 pairs of earrings on each side. Or I guess if you've got the big hoop ones, then you can probably only do 2. But if you've got the 4 little like studs or something like that, a button is a way to go, because it will not slide out. You don't have to worry about once you put the back on, they're not going to slide out, and they're not going to be all over your jewelry box or anywhere else you may keep your jewelry, and you can't find the other pair. So a button, if you've got extra buttons, you know, sometimes we get buttons with clothes that we may get at the store, and the extra ones, and they just kind of stack up. They come in handy, so do not throw them away, and if you're not going to use them, then you've got something you can use it for. So buttons keep your earrings organized, so do not forget that one, ladies. Alright, coffee filters. Coffee filters can be for about anything. Let me find mine. There it is. I set my thing on top of it. Coffee filters you can use for anything, craft. Of course, you can with your coffee, just about anything. If you've got your flower pot. Now, what this does, if you like to garden but hate when you water plants and the water leaks out of the bottom, of course, like these have got holes, of course, you want some drainage, but you want it to keep moist. What you do is just grab a coffee filter and place it in the bottom, just like so. And of course, then put your flour in. And what this do is filters will keep the water from spilling out into the pot. Now, of course, it'll probably go moist. You might wait, but it ain't all come out completely where it just drowns it, your plate or wherever you have it inside it. So it kind of stops it because it soaks it up. So this is a good way for inside plants. That way, if you overwater it, that way it's not going to, like I said, overflow wherever you have it at, and it won't make such a mess. So don't forget that use a coffee filter for in your flower pot, and then of course put your dirt and then your plant in, and then you won't have so much water flow that comes through the hole. So it's something simple and easy to do. Now this one is my favorite because I think it's really, really neat. The only thing you need is your recipe book. How many of us, when we are cooking or something like that, I know there's some boards that you can get now that you can set right there at the stove to hold your recipe books. Well, if we don't want to go spend that money, we want to save money on something like that, because some of them that are very, very pretty, especially if you like farmhouse stuff, they're very beautiful, and you know, they're a little way up, you know, maybe 20, if you don't want to spend 20 bucks or something like that, you don't have to. If you don't want nothing fancy, this is all you need, is a pants hanger. Now this is just the one I had. Now if you've got a smaller book, of course, you know, this size, so you may want to go, if you can find one like a kid's size hanger, that would work good too. All you've got to do, like I found this Blue Plate Special. All you got to, no, my ring got caught. All you have to do is clip it and hang it right up on your cabinet doors with the knob. Now, normally we have cabinets right there at our stove, so you can just hang it right there on the door. You can look at it. It's not in your way of your counter with all your utensils or bowls or whatever you may have. It's out of the way. You won't get nothing on it, no food or anything, because sometimes if we've got it laying down, well, I'm that way. I don't know if anybody else is. And we're cooking, you know, sometimes it kind of gets everywhere and it may get on your book. And, or if you're frying stuff as well. This helps keeps it up, out of the way, and you don't have to worry about it. And it don't bend it as much either. You just need it flat enough to clip it. And this one actually was a perfect size to when you flatten it out and it holds it. And I mean, I'm taking it pretty good and it's not coming apart. So you don't have to worry about it falling off. So just make sure you got it clipped real good. I thought this was kind of neat and genius. So here's a life hack problem for people in the kitchen that love to cook. Now, if you're wanting to go camping, the ones that like to go camping, or if you're on vacation, super simple. Let them come out then. You can hang it up on your canopy if you cook outside like we do. A lot, we've got a pop-up camper, so we don't have anything inside the camper. But you can do it this way and hang it up on your canopy and look at your recipe. That way you don't have it laying around having to go back and forth between tables and stuff. So here is a good recipe holder book for you, okay? Alright. We've got a grocery bag container. Now, there is numerous ways of doing this. You can do a tissue box, or you can do a Clorox wipes that you can get. We know everybody's buying these things now in today's time, keeping things clean. All you have to do, once you use everything, go ahead and clean it out, get it all dried out and everything like that. You can take the paper off. You can, if you want to decorate it, you can. I took the thing off that way and it went Clorox wipes. You can write on it grocery bags, or like I said, you can do duct tape around it to decorate it, paper, just to make it your own style. And of course, you got grocery bags. All you gotta do is just pop off the lid, if I can. And then, I'll do one here. Kind of stuff it down in there. You can stuff as many as you can fit in there. Well, now I can't get the top back. Of course, I pop the lid, and voila. Then you got your own, still kind of moist in there. Then you got your own container, and it saves the room. You ain't got to worry about nothing hanging on the door. You can put this underneath your sink or in your mudroom. Any kind of utility room you've got, that would work in your cabinet wherever you may keep yours at. So if you don't like nothing hanging around the doors or anything like that, here you go. This is another life hack for your grocery bags. Like I said, you can use a tissue box as well. Of course, those don't hold as much as these would, but whichever works for you. So, now, hitting a nail. How many of us have ever hit our fingers with a hammer and trying to get a nail in? Yeah, it hurts, don't it? Well, here's a life hack for this. All you need, of course, is your hammer and your nail. And anybody know what this is? Yeah, it's a clothespin. Well, not a clothespin. You can use a clothespin. I just use one of these little pins that we do with our chips. So, all you gotta do is just put your nail in between. What it does is it keeps it kind of straight, and you just start hammering. You don't have to worry about your hand in the way, like when you're holding it like this, your fingers. All you gotta do is clamp it down with a clothespin. Super, this is genius, people. So if you're just working on your pictures or working on something else I got stuff all over me, or anything, this is a good way to keep your fingers from getting hit. So, it may save you a little bit of trouble. So use a clothespin for that. Or like I said, here's I got a clip, chips clip. So either way works. But like I said, you just put it between the clothespin to clamp it, and then just start hand wherever you want it at, and it keeps it straight. It ain't gonna, go far. So now, this I did have, and then I've lost my bread tag. So I really don't know where it's at. If you get a bread tag, normally the bread tags now have a little twist strings. But if you get potatoes, like a bag of potatoes, they come with it. They're little square things, little tags that kind of hold it together when you twist. Those are good to label power strips with. So when you've got your cords down in your power strip, and you don't know which cord it is, when you're looking to unplug something, like, okay, I gotta figure out which one it is. You gotta start tugging to see which one it is. What you can do is use the bread tags, label them, and then put them on each cord on the power strip. That way you know which cord is which. So it helps with kind of an organization thing, and it makes life a whole lot easier to know which cord you've got. Now, bathroom freshener. We're moving on to the bathroom freshener. What you need, all you need, of course, you need your toilet paper. And then an essential oil. This one here is Eden's Garden. You can use any kind what you got at home. All you have to do is put a couple of drops inside the toilet paper. And then it'll help the room. I guess what it does is when you start rolling it, that's going to start spinning and then it'll put out this freshener of it. You can use any kind you like. I've just got eucalyptus here just as a demo. But you could show you. And you can put, eucalyptus. And then when you start unrolling it, you'll start smelling it. Now you can actually smell it just by rolling it like that. So, to just refresh in your bathroom, put a couple of drops inside the tube of toilet paper and it'll refresh your room. And I think that's what I did a little bit, is I put a couple of drops, I don't know where I put it in. So just put a couple of drops on the paper towel tube and then it'll refresh refresh your bathroom. So, which I thought was really, really neat. Now we've got a fire starter. All you need to do, I didn't bring none from home. I was going to, but it's such a mess, I hated to, so I didn't. All you need is some lint. Everybody cleans out their dryer. So, or I hope you do, because you definitely don't want to catch a fire. Make sure you clean out your lint thing on your dryer. Anyway, when you clean that out, you can save it. And save your toilet paper tubes. This makes good fire starters. So if you're going camping, you can put these, make some up and put them in a grocery bag and then take them with you. Or if you've got a wood stove at home, you can make you a box and put them in to save every time you're going to start a wood fire to heat up your home in the winter time. So all you need is a bunch of lint, and you want to fill in the whole tube, toilet paper tube. And there you go. You have got you a fire starter. Excuse me. So it's super, super simple, super cheap because you already got drying clothes and we always got toilet paper, so hopefully. So when you empty one out, you can stuff it full of lint and then store it in a bag or in your box. That way you'll save it for later. So that is neat if you want to, instead of going buying a little fire starters. If you want to make life easier, get you some lint and a toilet paper tube. Let's see here. A cup cover. How many times we may get us a glass of sweet tea or water or soft drink, and we go outside and we set our cup down. Of course, there's bugs flying around in the summertime, and you don't want nothing getting in it or burning them. Think of that way, but anyway, anything getting in it. We don't want nothing to get in it, okay? Especially bugs. Gnat, anything like that. We always have that problem, especially if you're at the lake or the river. Now, there is a thing to help with that. I got me a little cup just to show you. All you need is a cupcake liner. And what you do is you're going to place it. First we're going to go ahead and poke our hole with our straw. Maybe. I'm going to tear a hole real quick. There we go. Put your cupcake liner. Whoops. This cup, it don't work very good with this cup. If I had another kind, it would work better. But I just got one to kind of show you. It works better if they had glass that kind of fit. Now, it would stay. Here is our cup cover. You ain't got to worry about nothing coming in your cup. You don't have to worry about nothing falling in it. Nothing like that. You got your very own cup cover. And it says use a cup upside down and top with your glass and it'll keep any bugs, etc. out of it. Poke a small hole through for your straw. Or if you didn't want a straw, you can always uncover it, take a drink, and cover it right back up. So there is your cup cover. That way you don't have to buy one. If you've got a cup that don't have a cover, this is a way to solve your problem. Now, a cooler. This is one thing I could not bring. If I even tried to, I wouldn't have. If you run out, if you need a cooler, okay, and you don't have a cooler and you need something right away, okay, to keep stuff cool, Like maybe your freezer went out on your refrigerator and you need a big huge cooler to keep all your stuff frozen. All you need is your washer and ice. Now, I thought this was kind of odd until I started reading up on it and I thought, okay, this is kind of crazy. How's that even going to work? Okay, let me tell you. Now, first, you won't be able to wash your clothes till you get you a new freezer. Anyway, one way to fix this, because your freezer is out, use the washer and put ice in it. When the water will drain through the holes. So just think about that. We can put our freezing stuff in there, put you some ice in there, put your frozen stuff in there, maybe we'll put some more ice onto it. Well, when you get done with it, it's going to melt regardless. So it's just going to drain through the holes of your washer. So you've actually got a built-in freezer. So I thought that was kind of neat when I read that. So if your freezer goes out and you need somewhere to put your meat and you don't have enough coolers, use your washer, okay? You may want to clean it out before then, but just a little bit, but it will work. Oh, that was really a good life hack. Now, if you've got some broken crayons that maybe your child had, and they got the covers off of them, you know, they're just kind of, they're all broke. There ain't nothing special, you know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we can solve that problem. And then, you've ran out of glue, you ain't got no more glue, so you're like, what do you do with these things, okay? To help you out with children especially, you empty it, once you get your glue stick done, you can empty the rest of it out and clean it out, okay? So you want to make sure and clean it thoroughly. And you definitely don't want no glue left over. What you're going to do then is you're going to melt your crayons. Just melt them all. Now, if you've got some the same color and you want the same color, you can, or if you want the rainbow, like a multicolored crayon dispensers, I melt all these and there you go. You get the color you get. So once you melt all the unbroken, unused crayons, pour it into the glue stick container, okay? Of course, you want the set, you want to roll it so it's all the way at the bottom, okay? And then you're going to pour your crayon melt inside the glue stick. Of course, let it set, and then you have a recycled crayon. So it's kind of another life hack where you've got all these crayons, you don't want to go to waste. Well, you're reusing them, but in a whole different way. And then, of course, you're reusing a glue stick container. You can always use some kind of container, anything, for another thing. Well, here you go. Here's what a glue stick is for, okay? To make an extra crayon. Now, this is one thing I do not have because I didn't have no canister for this. I hadn't bought none for a little bit. If you don't have any containers for your spaghetti, we know normally with those you have to buy the big tall containers for spaghetti to put them in. Well, if you like Pringles, there you go. Here's a life hack for spaghetti noodles. Once you get done with the Pringles can, you can clean it out if you want to. Excuse me. And then it'll hold your spaghetti. The canister is tall enough to hold the tall, spaghetti noodles. Excuse me. And so there is a spaghetti container. Use a Pringles can. So super, super simple. And super cheap as well. So now here's another one that I did not have. I tried to find some, but I couldn't. And I had some at home about a couple weeks ago, and I threw them away. How many of us, when we buy something, it may be, trying to think. I know maybe some toys have it. But if we just buy something online, no matter if it's some kind of gadget, if it's some kind of for the kitchen, you get them silica packets. Now, of course, they say do not eat, throw away, blah, blah, blah. Do not throw those away. And the reason why, here's a life hack for the silica packets. If you keep some either flour or vegetable seeds throughout the winter, you don't need them until spring, and so on and so forth, you can save those. Get you a pencil box, okay? Put your seeds in there and put them silica packets in there. What them silica packets do is they keep them refreshed. It says in a box where y'all flour, vegetable, seed packets stored, place a silica packet inside and it'll keep the packets fresh instead of molding and ruining. I did not realize that, but I guess that's why they put them in those packages. That way it keeps the moisture out and it won't ruin anything that you may have ordered. But of course you want to keep those high up if you're going to keep any out of reach of children, because you definitely, or any of your animals, you definitely don't want those to get a host of it, so keep them up. But those would work to keep your seeds fresh. I looked that up. I thought that was quite neat myself, because you're reusing something that you would never think to use. So, a paper towel holder. This is, I got part of it. I forgot to bring the other. If you've got a bungee cord, this is for camping. So if you like to go when you go camping, or if you're outside, maybe not even camping, if you're outside doing, having a get together or something like that, use a bungee cord. And if you're using a canopy, or if you're at the beach, this would work good as well too. Take a bungee cord and just slide it through because you've got a hook on each end of a bungee cord. Slide it through the paper roll. Now, of course, use your hooks and hook them up on the inside on the frame of the canopy. Then you don't have to worry about your paper towel roll getting blown away. It don't have to be stored. You have to go dig it out, and so on and so forth. Don't have to worry about anything getting knocked off by the wind as the wind takes it. Just put your bungee cord and put it inside on the canopy and on the frame of it. And that helps, it keeps it out of the way, and then of course it'll roll down on the bungee cord, on the rope, so you don't have to worry about getting stuck. I thought that was right neat, so if you love camping, that is a good idea. So I think I'm going to use that next time we go camping this year. A tablecloth, of course this is one I don't have either, but if you've got a tablecloth, if you've got a table that you take with you, or this even works on picnic tables. If you don't want to go buy a tablecloth, or if you don't want to worry about one flying off, sometimes they fly off when the wind takes them. Get a fitted sheet, and sometimes they say a twin sheet. Get you a twin fitted sheet, and of course where it's tight and makes it fit, it'll come underneath the table, and then you ain't got to worry about it blowing anywhere. Because sometimes even though we've got our stuff sitting on it, the ends start flapping every which way. That will not be the case. They'll just fit right underneath the corners. Then you don't have to worry about a thing. And of course you can have any color you want. So I thought that was really neat. Then you don't have to worry about it blowing off or anything like that, okay? Now a paper plate. This is another one for kind of if you're going camping, or if you're doing some kind of family activities outside. Maybe some kind of cookout, reunion. Excuse me. If you need something for your plates and you want to have them covered up, this is like some kind of little container that I found here at the library. But what they're saying to use is a cupcake, a cake carrier. So if you just got the little bottom and then, the dome part on top, a cake carrier, you can put your plates inside with your forks if you want to, if you have plenty of room. Just set that on top. You ain't got to worry about no bugs. Nothing getting on your plates, nothing blowing off, just like the fitted sheet for your table. And there you go. You've got your very own. That way it won't blow off. So I thought that was very, very neat. Now let's see, we got a couple more. This one I don't have as well, but I'll tell you, if you like Tic Tacs, save the containers. This is another camping hack, or if you're going to do a family reunion or doing something outside, like cooking out outside. And it just, especially if you're camping, it saves room up in storage-wise, okay? So don't forget this one. Use a Tic Tac for camping spice containers for storage. This will save you from having to pack up bulky containers from your kitchen. So I thought this was really kind of neat. But you can put different spices, and of course write on them with a permanent marker what kind of spice it is. And of course you could store them either in your camper or in a tote that you may take with you to go camping. So Tic Tac containers for spice containers. It's a big hit. Now another thing I got This is what I just grabbed a jar from one of my other programs. You can use a fire match for this, okay? Now, this is like a container and to light a match all in one type of thing, okay? This is a life hack for this. What you do is you just get you an empty jar. I got this little jelly jar and it works just as well. Or you get you one that's a little bit bigger. But what you do is you put your matches inside the jar, take the ring off, okay? Now what you do with this is you place the sandpaper, or you could cut it off of the matchbox and slide it in, and then put your ring on top, and that'll hold it in place, okay? Then all you have to do, take it off, get your match, put it back on, light it. There you go. You've got your, you don't have to worry about a box falling apart or falling out every which way. You know, sometimes some boxes can be a little bit flimsy, and when you open it, they just stay open and they go flying everywhere. Well, there you go. You've got your mason jar. You ain't got to worry about them getting wet or anything like that. Your matches, and you got your to light it up on top, and there you go. Now, one other one that I did not have down is if everybody take, if you've got medicine, you got your little pill bottle here. You can use this to hide if you get locked out of your house and you ain't got a spare. But if you leave a spare, where do you put it at? Well, here's something that you can do. You can put your key, a spare key inside of this. Now, if you have landscaping, this would be perfect, okay? That way it'll help. But what you can do is that you can wrap it up if you want to, a different color, but if not, you don't have to. But what you do is you can put a big old rock and glue it. So you need some stout glue to put on top of your lid, and then just kind of do a little hole in your landscaping. Excuse me. And then, of course, set it down in there, and of course, and it's camouflaged. But of course, then only you know which rock it is to find your spare key. So if you need something to hold a spare key to hide, there's the best way to go. That way you're not hiding under your rug or anywhere else, okay, or flower pots. So this is the best way to go with it. A little thing like that, life hack. But that is just a few of our life hacks I wanted to kind of tell you about. There is more and more and more. If you want to know about a life hack, or that one that you may want to find out, I know Missy just told me she wished she could find one for her keys. Sometimes we lose our keys, we don't hang on to them. We kind of lose them. But I do my phone a lot. I need something to do with my phone, so that way I don't find it. I need a beeper for it, but anyway. If you need something that you're looking for, a life hack, Pinterest is amazing. That's where I found all of these ideas. You can find them on, and so you can find them on Pinterest, and you can just put in which kind of life hack you're wanting, or if you want to just look at in general what kind of life hacks there is out there. There's numerous websites, and Pinterest has them. So, but until next time, I hope you all enjoyed this Monday program. This is just something a little bit extra. I wanted to kind of go with you all, kind of make life easier. We always try to make things a little bit harder on ourselves than what they can be. And this stuff you can reuse. It's recycling and reusing as well, so it's better for the environment. But until next time, we will see you all then. And don't forget for our Monday program, because this was for an adult program, our adult program next month is string nail art. So if you want to sign up for that, call and register, and we'll get your name put on the list. But until next time, we will see you all then. Y'all have a wonderful week.